You'll be fine. You can leave your graphic organizer. Yeah, since there's not that many people, come on. You want to get close? Come on. Okay, so a quick little review about Fables. Who wants to tell me something? Tell me one thing about Fable.
You gotta find out the moral of the story. The moral of the story is the lesson.
The moral is the lesson. What's the other word that is also known as the moral or lesson? Y'all holler it out. You know. No? Huh?
I know.
It's moral, lesson.
Wait, where is that one?
It starts with a C.
Solution.
No. No. Turn and look at the board. Look at our I can statement.
I can wear.
Oh, I can explain how the
What is it? Central what?
Central message.
Central message. Okay, go ahead and sit back down. So, that's what we're doing today. We're last day of Fables. Last day. Okay? So our standard RL 3.2, we're going to recount stories. That's what your independent practice today is going to be a bit about, answering questions based off the stories, including fables, folk tales, and myths. We've done all three this week. Determine the central message, or the what? Lesson, or the moral. Using the details from the text, okay? So today our focus, Jakari, read the I can statement.
I can explain how the central messages is
Conveyed.
using key details from the text.
Okay, what's that mean?
Harmony for system 4.
Okay, Harmony. Bye. See you soon. What's that mean, explaining the central message and how to use key details? What's that mean, Mikhail?
I think it means
Yeah. So yeah. Find the lesson and then use details. Okay? That's what we're doing today. So a quick little model. We'll do our graphic organizer. Okay? So here we go. Look how pretty this page is. It's real pretty. So I chose this because I had never heard of this fable actually. So here we go. The graphic organizer, what are we trying to figure out? What the message, what else? What else from the problem, the solution, and characters, and the setting. So there's going to be something in here that's going to tell you the setting. So here we go. Let's see who can find it. This is called the vain jackdaw. Vain jackdaw. So I'm assuming that the jackdaw is this animal right here. Just look at the animals real quick. It looks like we've got a flamingo, a toucan, a mallard duck, and then I don't know what this guy is. He's got peacock feathers, but he's also got. He looks like, but look at his head. What kind of bird does he look like with his head?
If you can move it,
I don't know.
It's a black bird.
Oh, I see another bird.
It does kind of look like a
I
crow.
see another bird.
Do you know what the word vain means?
No, like something in your skin.
Okay, that kind of vein is V-E-I-N. This is V-A-I-N, vain. When somebody is vain, they like to stare at themselves in the mirror.
What the?
Kind of like how Antonio would do. And be like, oh, I look so good today. I'm beautiful. Nobody is as beautiful as me. Let me fix my hair for my girl. Vain is when you're like stuck up about yourself, okay? Okay? So, the vain jackdaw. You ready?
Yes.
Listen up, everyone. This is Juniper, supreme being, head honcho, ruler of all things. I have an announcement for my fine feathered citizens. Fable.
So we said it.
Tomorrow, at my place, there will be a pageant where I, as judge, will select the most spectacular among you to be the king of all birds.
The sale takes place at a pageant.
I don't know. Upon hearing the news, the birds flock to the community pool to bathe and preen their feathers, for they all wanted to look their best for the competition.
Oh. That's not the word baby.
Yeah, they wanted to look their best, right?
What?
The plain jackdaw.
Wait.
So it's the title is the vain jackdaw, but right here it's saying that the jackdaw is plain.
That
Like
rhymes.
if you eat like plain old oatmeal or plain old yogurt, does it have a lot of taste to it?
No.
But if I eat some like Boston cream yogurt, it's gonna taste like a dessert, right?
Yeah.
So at first the jackdaw is plain,
That means it's like boring.
like boring, okay?
Oh.
So here we go. Let's see what happens. The plain jackdaw was there with the rest and realized with his ugly plumage, he didn't have a prayer of capturing old Juniper's attention. So he waited for the other birds to finish primping and go home to get their beauty rest. He then waded about collecting the most brilliant, fancy feathers that the others had dropped and fastened the plumes to his own drab body. So he went to the pool. Imagine this. He's in the pool. Everybody's already taken a bath. They all went home to get their beauty rest, and he's still floating in the water because he's just boring. And he picked up, what kind of feather is that?
A peacock.
He attached a peacock feather to him. He attached another peacock feather there, some white fluffy ones, some orange fluffy feathers, and look at that beautiful one on his head. There's some, flamingo feathers.
I have a question.
Most people be like,
Yes, ma'am.
So when he had said he was sorry, how did he get all that stuff from him? Did he kill him?
So no, you know when a bird like bathes? I used to live by a lake, and we had
Yeah,
geese,
they
and
feathers
their
come
feathers
off.
would fall off, just like our hair falls out, like you know. But it says that he fastened the plumes. That's the feathers. Fastened the plumes to his own body, so he's just kind of sticking it in.
About the head.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. How did he stick him in when feathers just don't do?
I mean, think about how we put in fake hair.
Oh.
You just kind of clip it in,
Like a
right?
wig?
Maybe, but not like a wig. 'Cause you place it on top of your head, like extensions. Like you clip extensions in to make your hair longer.
Yeah, but they needles in it.
Yeah, or needled it in.
Oh,
He just fastened it into on his own feathers.
I know he did.
Okay.
That's why he holds it on tightly.
Then it says, the following day, each bird strutted before Jupiter's throne.
Jupiter.
That's the guy who's in charge. He's trying to see who is the king of all birds. He's the judge. After careful consideration, Jupiter was about to appoint the jackdaw king when the other contestants recognized the imposter, and they plucked the false feathers, exposing him as the ordinary jackdaw.
But you just got exposed.
So, before I send you off to your graphic organizer with your group,
It's a turtle.
I want you to think about, because the message is the hardest one to come up with. Let's recount the story real quick. What was the first big event that happened? Let me talk to somebody I haven't talked to yet. He what? What was the first big thing that happened? Just think about what you remember at the beginning. What happened at the beginning? The Juniper was holding a pageant for what, everybody? The king of the birds, the most beautiful king of the birds. Then what happened in the middle? I'm not asking you again to sit still. That's the second time. Then what happened in the middle? Let's let Jaden take this one. Who did? Who did? What's the name of the bird? The jackdaw. What did the jackdaw do? He got all the birds from the pool, right? I mean, all the bird feathers from the pool, right? And he stuck them on his body. Then finally, what happened at the end?
They said he was a pastor.
He's an imposter.
What's a cluster?
Imposter he's a fake. He was a fake, and they exposed him.
And then they took all his food.
And what happened?
They took his
He lost. So you want to think about what message. Don't say anything yet. What message can we learn from this fable? Okay? You're gonna do it at your centers. I mean, at your groups. Okay? You're gonna do it with your table groups and fill out this graphic organizer. Everybody understand?
Ooh.
What are you gonna put in the middle underneath fable?
And the title.
The title, good. The vain jackdaw. I'll come around and show it to you so you know how to spell it, okay? Let's see what table can get it perfect for some points. Go. This table, go ahead and write the vain jackdaw. Yeah. Underneath fable.
Everyone, what's your name?
Your half line. What you want me to get close? It's okay, it's okay. Give another one with a good eraser. The vain jackdaw. Okay, y'all copy hers. There you go. The vain jackdaw. Somebody will get it, then you can jack, as in the boy, and then D-A-W, dog. Yep, and then D-A-W. Okay, let's see what y'all come up with. Vain jackdaw.
You just said E-O. I heard, no, you said E-O. I heard
Work together, figure this out. Who can get the most perfect?
the characters were the flamingo. The
Put it in
characters
the
were
chair,
the
thank you.
flamingo.
15.
Characters are birds. No. It's characters, not
It's
characters.
sounds like bird.
I got it.
No, I'm trying to flamingo.
I got it, Emily.
Think about it. It's birds. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
We gotta work together. What is his name?
Jackdaw. Remember, like a peacock is a type of bird, right? A hummingbird
I got chased
is a type of bird. This is a jackdaw, this black one, and he's just plain.
I got chased by what's that?
With a beak. A toucan.
I was playing Jackdaw and then put the
Sit down, baby. Knees down there.
Whatever you think. Oh, I'm videoing myself for Miss Long. The camera's behind you.
Really? That's
That's a mallard. Like a duck. I don't know. That might be the Jupiter, the supreme being, head honcho, ruler of all things. He looks pretty.
Someone's Adam's. What do you want me to call it?
I want you to figure it out. Talk with your group. See what y'all think. Well, y'all can talk. Jump in. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Let's say toucan.
You don't know what a toucan is?
Who's the main character and the rest?
I don't know.
And whatever.
Oh, you have no way, bro. So you know it's like,
Oh, you don't have to get that specific. Who is the main character and what are just the other characters? They're what? Birds. That's fine. Yeah, when you're doing characters, it's really just the main ones. The ones who had speaking parts.
wait, if we're not speaking
The ones that had speaking parts.
So?
You said right people don't. Was he the leader?
Maybe. Well, think about who, the main character is always the title. Who's the title? The main character is the jackdaw.
We need the book. You can't need the book. Do you remember that? We need the book.
Remember that? Who is that? Ask your group who that is. Whoever can give me the best gets 2 points. Whatever group gets the best, 2 points. You just jumped. I know you just got here. But just jump in. Will y'all catch him up since he just got here? And will y'all catch him up since he just got here? But y'all work together. Ooh, that's a good one. I saw a good moral already. So remember with a lesson, don't get specific with the characters. It's what you can learn from the story. Don't put the character's name. The setting, where's the story take place? Think about it. Where are the characters at? Remember, in Fable, it's not specific. Because are they in the pageant the entire time? Are they in the pool the whole time? Think about where these characters would live. Where do you think these characters would live? Well, they don't all, they're not. Think about where they would have first lived, not in a zoo. You've seen one of these in a zoo. But like, where would they have first lived? Where do birds live? I'm seeing some creative morals so far. Ooh. Very what I said. You're choosing a generic. Generic means like any answer. What a generic place that they would live. Where would these birds live? Yeah. 30 seconds. Are they in the pageant the whole time? 10 seconds. Okay, finish writing what you got. So remember, a fable doesn't have a specific setting, so you want to think to yourself, are they always at the pool in this entire story? Are they always at the pageant? So where would this all have taken place? Where do these animals typically live? You know what I mean? Because, but they're not, it's a pool the entire time. They're only in the pool for a snippet, the little part of the paragraph. They're only in the pageant, the very end paragraph. So where are they hanging out at the beginning? But there can be the pageant in the jungle, there can be the pool in the jungle, right? Everything's just inside of that. That's ing, so how do you make it past tense? Exposed. So erase ing, that's present, make it ed. Yes, sir. You want to, the lesson's the hardest part. You want to think about, okay, what happened in the beginning, middle, and end, and what lessons can you learn from it? Just try it out. Okay. Let's see. Put your pencils down after you finish your word. You'll have a second to finish it. Let's just share. You're doing a good job. You got the character, you got the setting. Put your pencils down. Let me see what table is ready to go. Okay, who would like to share their graphic organizer? Let's start with Emmanuel. I'll give you all a chance to speak. Stand up, Emmanuel. And let's do it quickly. And I want you to speak up.
The characters are Jackdaw, Flamingo, Toucan, and Malloy. The problem is Jackdaw got caught as an imposter. The setting is a jungle. Moral lesson is to be yourself.
What do y'all think? Give me specific feedback. What do you think? What specifically did you agree with or did you disagree with? Kendall?
I agree with the moral lesson.
Of his moral? Be yourself? How can we take that to our real life? Because we're not birds, so how can I apply that to my own life? What do you think, Niana? Yeah, don't try to be somebody else. So, but how could I, give me a specific example.
Like, if you was just kind of like the bird, like, if you was just somebody, and Lauren was better than you, and you tried to be Lauren, you couldn't be Lauren because Lauren was already, she was already herself.
Yeah, Lauren has strengths, and you have strengths too, right? you're saying. So don't try to live up to Lauren's strengths, live up to your strengths. That's the same thing, right? Yes, yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm thinking that it's like he likes to be himself.
Like King? Let's talk about that. What specifically does he like to do? Would King fall under the actions of the jackdaw?
No.
What makes you say that?
Because
He likes to play with kids.
Who said he's not a bird?
He likes to play
This is a good thing, King. He what?
He likes to play with glue and scissors.
Yeah.
he can probably make his own
He's
acting.
he's his own person, right, King? This is a good thing.
He probably
Like
Oh, I like that. It's gonna affect him when he gets older. I like that, Chikari. Like King, he goes by the beat of his own drum, to where maybe one day he can make action figures and work for a company like that. That's kind of cool.
Miss Adams.
That's cool. That's good, King.
Miss Adams, he was on himself. He don't try to be Caleb.
He doesn't try to be like Caleb. He doesn't try to be like Emmanuel. He's his own person. He's gonna stick to it, right? That's good. Good job, Emmanuel. The only thing that I would suggest is with the main characters, only do the main characters. You want to think to yourself, did the mallard have a speaking topic? Did the mallard speak at any point in the story? Did the flamingo speak at any point? They're just background characters. When we're talking about characters, we're talking about the main characters.
The only thing they did is
Yep, that's all they did. And they really didn't. They just were washing. That's the only thing they really did. Okay, Naya, stand up. Let's see what you got. We'll see. Okay, respects her just like she respected you. Speak up, I can't hear you.
the main characters are the birds that got interested. The problem is he's not as pretty as the other birds.
That's the problem. He doesn't think that he's as pretty as the other birds, okay?
That is the birds who live in the forest.
In the forest, okay? King.
The moral is, my moral is never try to cheat because karma will backfire.
Ooh, wait a minute. Read that one louder and slower.
My moral lesson is to never try to cheat because karma will backfire.
Never try to cheat because karma will backfire. Like karma is what? What do you think karma is? King.
Oh, I know.
Last chance for you to write your seat, okay?
I think I know what it is.
What do you think karma is?
I think it is like something that if you do bad, I think karma is something like if you do bad stuff, then if you do bad things, people will come back around and somebody will do bad things to you.
Okay, so now what goes around comes around, right? So if you cheat, what goes around comes back. It'll come back and bite you in the hiney, right? If you cheat, it's gonna end up coming back around and hurting you. That's good. Is that the same or different than Emmanuel's moral? Huh?
Kind of different.
What's your moral again?
The moral lesson is to be yourself.
Be yourself, and then don't cheat because it'll come back around and hurt you. Those are two different ones, but are they both right?
Yes.
Both right. I like it. Yeah. That's what you stopped me to say? No.
No,
Go ahead.
actually,
Oh, you want to do this? No. Just stand up. Read it loud.
my character is Blackbird and the rest of the birds.
So you said the who?
Blackbird,
The jackdaw and
the rest of the birds.
that works and the rest of the birds. Okay.
My setting is in the woods.
In the woods.
My problem is the problem is that he thinks he is not great because he does not like his style.
So you think he's got like a self-confidence issue. Okay.
And my moral is do not think you are not great.
Ooh, do not think that you're not great. So it's almost like you're good enough, right? You don't have okay. Is that another correct moral?
No.
Yes. Okay, last one. Come on, Mikhail.
I was sitting on top of a house, I think, and you
You cannot have whatever you want. That's true too. Because if some of y'all see the new Jordans, sometimes you can't have everything that you want, right? You got what you got. Let me ask you about. You said the setting was on the house. What's your evidence?
Because the floor, like the wooden thing on the bottom.
Okay, you see like in your head you see a wooden floor.
Okay. And then it's probably a painted pink house.
Oh, so you see a floor and a painted wall. I mean, if you can justify, it is kind of a wooded floor. You can see the planes, but if you can justify it, then I'm all for it.
But Miss Adams, how do you fit a pool on the roof?
Maybe there's a pool inside of his house. I don't know how he's thinking, but if you can justify it, I'm fine with it.
Or it's probably wait, how's the pool?
Wait a minute, he's still finishing.
Look, they were the problem was Jack Doll wanted to be king, but he could not because he was king.
It wasn't that he was trying to be king. You're on the right. I do like how you included that text evidence of plain. He was plain, but the problem was he wanted to be like everybody else. That's why he grabbed one feather here, one feather there, one feather here and there, right? And he stuck it to himself. Let me tell you what the book says. I purposely did not read this before. The book says, those who cheat lose in the end. Those who cheat lose in the end.
That's what I
So Nyana was basically kind of right.
All of y'all, honestly, every single moral was right. But this is the one that the author chose. Those who cheat will lose in the end. How can we as 9 and 10-year-olds take that to our life? Those who cheat lose in the end.
I know.
I'm trying to see where the rest of the group is.
I know Miss Adams.
Rodney, I haven't heard from you. Those who cheat lose in the end. How can that affect your life as a child?
When I cheat, I always lose.
Okay, you just restating what I said. How? Give me a specific time where you can cheat on something and lose.
Miss Adams, I know.
I know you do, but let me get Rodney real quick.
On your spelling test,
What happens if you cheat on your spelling test? How can you end up losing?
by getting 0, you get caught.
If you get caught, you get a 0, right? And you definitely lose. Or if you cheat off of a person, what if they didn't study and they're wrong? Then you're gonna lose them worse than you already did. I need you bottom of the seat now. Okay, what are you gonna say?
If you cheat, in the end, they don't know you cheated because if somebody else did that, you did the same thing.
Okay. So as a teacher, I can back you up on that because I've seen where two people sit next to each other and their answers are exactly the same, and they got the same answers wrong, the same answers right, and it's too much of a coincidence. So both of them, yeah, get a 0, right? That's good. What?
Most of the time, like, I'm not trying to when people cheat at football, they mess up and then get beat, and then
Yeah.
that's how they lose.
You're right. You're right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you're true. You're right about that. That's kind of what Kendall was just saying. That's right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get ready for independent practice. I want you to, first of all, go ahead and glue this in your reading notebook. Let's get ready for independent practice.
What's that?